Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Football Stooges, the weekly YouTube podcast where we cover football in and out and in the stupidest way possible.
And boys are stupid.
And it's going to be very, very stupid this week, mainly because the Brahmas right now are sucking bad. Bad. B-A-D. We're 0-2. I'm not happy. So we needed... Phillips needs to get this turned around because I can't have two teams that start horrible. I can't do it. Bengals and Brahmas, it's just like, it's not fun. Not going good. But we're here to cover the UFL's Week 2 action and look forward to Week 3, give our predictions on how those are going. So, without further ado, my compatriots in dumbassery. First up, the one and only man himself, here for 99.9% of all episodes. The Purell hand sanitizer, not sponsored, of the Football Stooges. It's Mastodon.
There was actually some ugly games this week. There was. Come on.
I mean, yeah.
I agree with you.
There was some.
There's going to be ugly games. So here's the thing with the UFL. There's only 4 games a week. So there's going to be ugly games. And since there's only 4 games total, that means there's going to be, like, the ugly games mean a lot more. When there is, in the NFL, and there's 16 games being played, and there's, like, 2 ugly ones, you don't notice it as bad. But if there's 1 ugly game in the UFL, that's a fourth of the games in a single week that's bad.
There was 3 this week.
DC and Memphis was close. Arlington and Houston was a defensive battle and close. It wasn't a horrible game so much as it was a defensive battle. Don't discount that. But I will say that the Battlehawks and Brahmas was bad. And then the Stallions and Panthers wasn't great either. The Panthers tried to make something happen at the end, but it was all for naught. So, but I think the 2 middle games, Memphis and DC, 5-point game. And then Houston and Arlington, the score was 11-9. Yes, it's a low-scoring game. That's still a 2-point game. And it was still pretty close. And they were scoring in the fourth.
Well, what I have to say is, an NFL wants to expand to 40 teams. Yeah, get that many. Try to get like 8 teams with the 52-man roster. Yeah, you're going to have some shit. Like, this kind of proves no expansion for the NFL, please.
Yeah. Yep.
Also, you know what's not ugly? I finally got these done.
Finally done painting. I still have a lot to do. But anyway, next up, a man who is actually for the first time willingly on cam drinking. It's Mamba. And he's 80 years old. That's a gin and tonic.
Tequila and soda.
Okay. That sounds a gin and tonic. Shout out gin and tonic.
All right, need to get back to water.
Gotta go back. Fuck, go back. All right. Next up, someone who is perpetually drinking, whether he knows it or not. Girlami.
I'm I switched places with Mamba right now. I'm drinking water.
Oh, wow!
This is a change. Wow,
freaky
And
Friday.
then I'm gonna chase it with.
Oh no, man, we're back, Regularly scheduled
I was
programming.
about to say you're not from Wisconsin anymore, huh?
And last but certainly not least, probably drinking Malort. It's K-Duff.
Rolami, once you're done with that beer, add it to this. Feed the snake.
We have 3 out of 5 right now repping our UFL teams. We have K-Duff with the Feed the Snake, Beer Snake, DC Defender shirt. I have my Brahmas hoodie. And Gorlami has his bandwagon Stallion shirt.
It is not a fucking bandwagon.
Look, you can say what you want. You jumped on the bandwagon, all right? We're putting tariffs on Birmingham. We're not going to get political.
45% for Birmingham.
You know what? Not to get political, but fuck the Steelers. Anyway, let's get right.
Just remember, football has no off season.
That is very true. I do agree with the slogan of the t-shirt, just not that little stupid horse symbol on the side. We're going to go ahead and get right into it.
Drama that's sitting on yours.
Wait, what?
Anyway.
What?
You're 12. Shut up. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get into 13.
What difference does it make?
13 inches deep in your... Okay, no. We're going to go ahead... That one. Yeah, we have the crossover grid to go to.
Guys.
Yeah, this is a great start. We're going to go to the crossover grid. Then we'll have KDF break down any news from the NFL world. Then after that, we are going to break down all 4 games. And it's back, Mastodon. You can't escape it. The tier list is back. You have to rate more random bullshit.
Let's go.
God damn it.
I was thinking of doing a cocktail one because, like, oh, Mama's drinking. Maybe we could tie that in. You've probably had like I've had Pabst Blue Ribbon and Bud Light, and that's it. God damn it!
No. Fuck Bud Light. Fuck PBR. That's shit.
Okay,
That's
whoa.
not beer.
Bud Light,
That's
I
not
understand.
beer.
Bud
It's
Light,
just
I
water.
understand. You take that PBR shit back now. I got some friends in low places. All right, and PBR has been there always. Okay. And also, don't talk about
It's through.
exactly, and don't be talking bad about Smokey and the Bandit's favorite beer. All right.
But anyway, crossover grid, right?
Okay, crossover grid. Yes, thank you for keeping us on track, KDF. Here we go.
Imagine we probably talk shit about a
He's somehow.
Michelob Golden.
Yes. Fucking not beer. It's fucking water.
You're water. So you're more so
are
dust for how
70%
fucking old you
water.
are.
I was waiting for the he would have evaporated by now joke, but damn, he just went straight to dust. He just skipped the solid state. Skipped the gaseous state, went straight to solid.
I mean, he loves to ride that stallion dick.
How did that tie in at all? How did that tie in to?
He just tried to go for a Mr. Ham joke and it just fell flat.
The dementia kicked in. He was just really reaching.
Mr. Xi Jinping. I've now done 2 presidential.
Biden.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Jimmy
Golden
Carter.
Tate.
Oh, that's just rude.
Anyway,
I say,
first one
R.I.P.
top
Jimmy
left,
Carter.
Golden
R.I.P.
Tate.
Jimmy Carter.
My
Hey,
fellow
Timothy
Americans.
Chalamet did it first. Timothy Chalamet.
My fellow Americans,
did it
I'm resigning as president. After Watergate, I bet this really rustles your jimmies.
first.
I gotta fix something of.
Okay, 1,000 yards receiving.
I was thinking. Amari Cooper?
No.
I was thinking Marcus Allen, actually.
Well,
Maybe the
what
other
years
Marcus
did he
Allen.
play?
He was a running back. Yep.
Amari Cooper. Oh, receiving yards, yeah.
Ooh.
Probably. I'm thinking Scary Terry here.
Scary Terry.
Yeah.
I
I'm
thought
trying to
you were
think
gonna
of
put
the
like
others.
Zach. I thought you were gonna put Zach.
I was gonna say, why
Who's
don't
Zach?
we go for Maston's heart?
Zach Ertz.
We mean like I
Zach
like,
Ertz.
That hurts.
His
I
feel
mean, like
goods.
It hurts so
Yeah.
good.
Dallas Goddard is down
It
there. doing
hurts
really well.
so good. 100 career pass
All have the same
touchdowns.
brain cell.
Matt
I really wanted to
Stafford.
say I really wanted to say Dan Orlovsky.
No,
Let's try it.
Dan
Dan
Orlovsky.
No way
Nope.
Orlovsky has 100 passing yards.
He did not last that long in NFL.
Yeah. Matt.
It's Matt Stafford, Jared Goff.
Lordy.
Who was?
Oh, they made to spell Matthews. That fuck off.
right.
100 career pass
You can't spell
touchdowns as
as
a
it is.
Raider. Rich Gannon.
Rich Gannon.
Why
I
do
would say Ken Stabler.
we always go back to Rich
And,
Gannon?
for Commanders,
Because he's the best. He is the best quarterback in Raiders history.
you're not wrong.
He won an
Not even
MVP.
close.
I get that Derek Carr has the most amount of passing yards and most of the passing accolades. Rich Gannon won an MVP and actually, I believe, took them to a Super Bowl, at least very close.
He did, but it was the 0-2 Super Bowl where there's like a whole bunch of
Yeah,
stuff.
he's
that they
the
got
only
thrown
two
in.
Super. It's still a Super Bowl though. Like he still
Yeah.
got them
Rich
there.
Gannon-
If you're
Rich
pulling the
Gannon-
Raiders to a Super Bowl, that's incredible. In the modern era, back when it was Madden,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
I was saying Rich
Anyway.
Gannon, the worst MVP.
Anyway. 100
I was
plus
gonna say
career
for Commanders,
pass.
Alex Smith.
Alex Smith, yeah.
Alex Smith. You got Doug Williams.
Was it 2020 or 2015?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
2005 to
Yeah.
2020.
There you go.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
snapped his leg in half.
Yeah, I think he almost died actually from that. I thought.
Yeah, he almost
the-
died.
He got like
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
infection that like it was.
No,
like,
I thought it was
actually
just.
life-threatening.
I thought it was just. It could have been. Could just take the leg off. I didn't know if it was light driving.
It
or
was
not.
both.
Or am I
It was
thinking?
all
I thought he had. Well, I mean,
lost leg, or he
there was
died.
also like I think it was just above the knee area. There's also like the femoral artery runs through the entirety of your deep part of your thigh. So like if you break that, you bleed out very quickly. I don't know the exact
Alright,
time, but it's quick.
alright.
Okay.
Madden
What's
2002
creepy-
cover, Dante Culpepper.
I think Culpepper started for the Lions. When?
He started.
Oh,
Oh,
week
the
one.
Vikings.
There has to be week one.
He played for the.
Well, yeah. I'm about to
Yeah,
say
that
like
works,
Ken
works.
Stabler or
Dwayne Haskins.
Wait,
Doug
RG3.
Williams.
I'm
No,
thinking,
Doug Williams did not start. Kirk Cousins?
Heineke, I
No,
don't think started week
Heineke did
one.
not start week 1. He did not.
mm,
That was Carson Wentz when Heineke was there.
I think a more
Do,
obscure one, but
Sanchez, Mark Sanchez.
Mark
Start week
Sanchez.
1?
Mark Sanchez.
Sanchez
No,
was a
he-
commander at one point.
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
6%. Also, had Jaden Daniels there, Derek Carr, Jared Goff. I want to see how many 100 career passing touchdowns there have been for the Lions.
I feel like there's been a couple.
Stafford, Goff,
Jeff Garcia?
Matt Castle,
Jeff Garcia.
John Kitna.
Dave
Average John Kitna W's. Let's go. Dave Krieg, Joe Ferguson, Earl Morrill, Mitt Plum, or that's Milt. Who names their kid Milt? M-I-L-T? Milt Plum.
Just go by Milt.
Tobin Rote and Bobby
he-
Lane.
Bobby
he
Lane,
needs
yeah.
some.
He needs some Milt. He needs some Milt.
He needs some milk.
Milt.
Okay, I swear, why does John Kitna in this, like, he looks like Brian Urlacher in a movie. Like someone playing Brian
He
Urlacher.
almost looks like U-Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
John
my
Kitna.
God.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Your naming tree is John
Well,
Kitna.
On that news, we're going to go ahead and move on now to our news section of the week. It is time for KDF News. What the fuck? Get this guy out here!
Don't shit on me.
Okay.
Wasn't that funny? It wasn't that deep, KDF. It was not that deep.
I was drinking earlier. That's funny to me, man.
I'm sorry. Poop
I got all
jokes
my
are
drinking
funny.
off. I got my drinking done off camera. That's funny. That's funny.
I did some off-camera drinking. One moment.
Anyway, okay.
Let me fix
Starting
this
out with
shit, dude.
some UFL injury news because I actually got some reports on that. Starting out for like stuff that guys that are at least out this week. Stallions quarterback Alex McGough with a shoulder injury. Defenders cornerback Keandre Thomas with an ankle injury, and Battlehawks wide receiver Hakeem Butler with a minor hamstring issue. Questionables going into it. Roughnecks running back Kirk Merritt with an ankle injury. Showboats quarterback EJ Perry and cornerback Lance Boykin with hip and groin injuries. Brahmas running back John Lovett with a hamstring and linebacker Rashad Berry with a foot injury. Panthers running backs Matthew Colburn and defensive end Breland Speaks with a shoulder and chest injury. And after a great showing week one, Battlehawks quarterback Manny Wilkins also questionable due to a hamstring issue. Other than that, for injury stuff, going into guys that are going to be entering the NFL draft, Penn State defensive end Abdul Carter, completely clear of his injury. He said it'll be a non-factor going into the offseason, so any team that was iffy about the injury he suffered, which I believe was a foot injury, if memory serves, that's going to not be a problem for them for whatever team drafts him. Other than that, Notre Dame cornerback Benjamin Morrison, he's been rehabbing a hip labrum injury that's been kept him out most of the year. He will hold a positional workout 3 days before the draft because he was not cleared to do anything for Combine or Notre Dame's Pro Day. Also turns out, son of a former Commander safety Daryl Morrison. So got another legacy player going to the draft. As for signing stuff, we still have no info on Aaron Rodgers going to Steelers. We are still on watch for that. Other teams, though, the Panthers are signing former Coastal Carolina basketball player Colin Granger as a tight end on a one-year deal. So I believe they're trying to do something we've seen it before with guys as famous as Tony Gonzalez about former basketball stars going into the NFL. We've got the Houston Texans signing former Colts linebacker EJ Speed on a 1 year, $3.5 million deal. The Colts, however, are releasing kicker Matt Gay. This comes only 2 years into a 4-year, $20 million contract for him. The Jaguars are actually, it is a little weird, especially considering they
Also,
haven't really
really shocking, the rampant homophobia in Indianapolis.
That didn't. No. God damn it.
I don't know if you can. You guys can't see it, but at least 3 people face palmed on camera.
It's a dad joke. Come on. The dude's last name is gay. Like, okay, literally, whatever.
Literally gay. It's literally GAY.
I had to deal with dad jokes at
We
work.
get
I don't
it,
want to
he's
deal with
gay.
it here.
Wait until they draft this kid out of. I'm not gonna say his name, but it's he's a linebacker from I think somewhere in Indiana. His name is
I think
Noah.
I know. Yeah, it's just the
It
K.
starts with a K,
Oh,
but the rest
yeah.
is spelled an N-word.
I can totally see Joe Buck being, and here comes Noah. I'm not saying his last name. Not doing
There are
it.
going to be so many announcers that lose their job by pronouncing his name wrong. Anyway, speaking of actual linebackers, though, Jaguars exercising defensive end Trayvon Walker's 5th-year option, good for the former first overall pick. And the Raiders have released cornerback Jack Jones. That saves them $3.4 million in cap space. Oh, and the Jets earlier today, they restructured wide receiver Alan Lazard's contract. That saves them $8.5 million in cap space for this year. And Eagles also, you got a new wide receiver, former Raider Terrence Marshall Jr. on a 1-year deal. So that's all I've got for signing other stuff. As for other stuff, Brahmas are releasing cornerback Greedy Williams, which that might be a help for some regard of your defense. Just feels like even more of a fall from grace from a former second-round pick from the NFL, though. So sucks to be him, I guess. It also sucks for Tua because if you thought the Dolphins' O-line issues couldn't get any worse, left tackle Teron Armstead has announced his retirement after 11 years in the league. Spent with the Dolphins and Saints, finishing his career as a 5-time Pro Bowler, 1-time second-team All-Pro, and started nearly all of his games 131 out of 135 career games. So they got another hole going into the draft that they need to fill, but I think they already were looking to do something with the O-line anyways, so might be able to patch it up relatively quickly. Other than that, former wide receiver Julio Jones is also announced. Did I say Julio? Julio Jones, excuse me. Officially announced his retirement after 12 years in the league spent with the Falcons, Titans, Buccaneers, and Eagles. He ends his career with a one-time Super Bowl appearance. We all know how that one ended. 2 first-team and 3 second-team All-Pros, 7-time Pro Bowler, 2 times receiving yards leader for the league, 13,700 yards for 66 touchdowns. Well, so good retirement to him.
First ballot Hall of Famer. I think
Almost
near
definitely.
irrefutably.
Most likely. Probably one of the best.
And a really good defender when there's an interception thrown.
That is true. He was able to
big and fast,
do that.
dangerous.
I honestly want to believe that he practiced with the defense on tackling drills.
Wouldn't put it past him, honestly. Yeah. Other news around both the NFL and UFL. No charges have been filed after a domestic dispute in Florida occurred between Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill and his wife. Read a bit of the ESPN article on it before we went live. It sounded kind of nasty. Like they were started yelling at each other. Things were being thrown around. Apparently there was talk about a baby being dragged towards a balcony. It sounds bad, but apparently no charges being filed about it. Charges that are being filed, though, another possible NFL prospect, Texas wide receiver Isaiah Bond, has turned himself into police for allegations of SA. He has come out to say the claims made against him are false. It does seem a bit weird timing that they do come right before he's about to possibly be drafted as a first or second round pick. But we'll just see how that plays out. Other than that, Rams are announcing plans to build a new 100-acre mixed-use development in western LA that will also house a permanent headquarters and practice facility for the team. The Commanders are hiring a new offensive assistant. This is former Dolphins wide receiver coach Gorlami and I's old friend Wes Welker.
The white boy himself.
Yep. And now the rest, I believe, all I've got is some UFL news. So we're going already 2 weeks into the season, and there have already been some major concerns of it. Viewership is, compared to last year, is down 30%. Attendance is falling short, even in key markets like St. Louis, which is putting more of a long-term future in jeopardy, especially with no CBA agreements. And yet they're still also apparently rumored to be expanding to 10 teams next season, with the markets rumored to be a new team in Columbus, Ohio, and a possible return of an old XFL friend in Seattle, Washington.
Oh no! What do I do?
Oh yeah.
What do I do?
The
Well, I'm just
Vipers
gonna
are
say this.
coming back. Or the
Say this: the Lumen Field still hasn't removed the Sea Dragons logo, so
Hmm.
that's a possibility that could happen if they don't shut down this year. If these-
Yeah, don't expand that quickly. Like that'll just
know.
make everything worse.
First
Like,
thing, get the CBA done. Second thing, I would honestly
Mhm.
work on doing some partnership with the NFL. And if you can continually get these markets better and better, and then eventually there should be no reason why you can't turn this into a minor league for the NFL. Obviously, it's going to operate very differently from an MLB or an NBA minor league, but at the same time, it's going to be great for every team to have a farm league.
I agree.
Yeah, just farm them in Europe and then send fucking the Jags.
They tried it
over,
in
okay?
Europe. They tried it in Europe. It did not work.
There was a European league, like in what late '90s, early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Warner
there were,
played
yeah.
for one team as well in the Euro League.
There were a few of them actually. I remember. Didn't Kurt Warner play in like one of those teams?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, I think he did.
Oh. All right. A couple last few things. Some surprising departures mid-season, very early into the season. First off, defensive coordinator Greg Williams is stepping down reportedly to join former Defenders coach Reggie Barlow at Tennessee State on their coaching staff. He's going to be replaced by the team's D-line coach and, coincidentally, his son, Blake Williams. And as for the Brahmas, they are removing offensive coordinator A.J. Smith from his position. Wide receiver and special teams coordinator Peyton Party has been promoted to replace him. And Party is apparently the grandson of former Oilers head coach Jack Party as well. So to replace Party's role as the wide receiver coach, they are bringing back an old friend. Former tight end Cody Lattimore is joining the coaching staff. And finally, they also have teased a new team mascot that will be revealed as soon as their Week 5 game. That's all I got.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Kadoff. Here we go. I will say, though, we were talking about Wes Welker. Is Danny Amendola a poor Wes Welker, a poor man's Wes Welker, or is Wes Welker a poor man's Danny Amendola?
I don't think poor man's. I feel like just like a different era because Welker was like earlier, like late 2000s, early 2010s. While Amendola came around in the.
It's the main
early
question is
2000s.
who is better.
Jordy Nelson.
Shut
There
the
you go.
fuck up.
I would say Edelman.
Jordy Nelson.
Maybe it might be the Super Bowl championships.
First
It might just
minute-
be that catch against the Falcons in the Super Bowl, but
For nostalgia reasons, I feel more of an attachment to Welker. To be honest with you, like Amendola, I appreciate what he did for the Patriots. For white boy receivers, he's number 2 in my heart.
But did Welker actually win a Super Bowl outside of New England also?
He did with the Broncos with the Peyton Manning.
Oh yeah, but that was
Wes
last
Welker.
year.
They had two white boys in that roster catching the football.
They
There's
did.
They had Decker and Welker.
There's only two white boy receivers that are near and dear to my heart. Jordy Nelson and Jeff Janis in that one game against the Arizona Cardinals.
And not Jimmy Graham, famous Packer Jimmy Graham.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, let's get into it. I actually skipped forward. Whoops. Here we go.
Yeah, I don't know how.
So I don't know why the quality automatically drops to 720.
I just found something. Speaking about white boys.
Oh, look at here. Looks like somebody threw away a perfectly good white boy.
What the hell is that from?
Oh,
Anyway, first game of the weekend started on a Friday. We had the Birmingham Stallions going to play the Michigan Panthers at Ford Field, the home field of the Michigan Panthers in Detroit, Michigan. The final score was 21-12 in favor of the Stallions. They get back on track and go to 1-1 for the season. Panthers drop to 1-1. For the Stallions, their quarterbacks, Matt Corral went 18 for 29 for 198 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks for 62.1 completion percentage, and
That was a tubby kicker.
pretty rough
That is-
65%. I didn't even
Don't
see.
make fun of
How
him.
big
I
is the
get
hefty
that he's
lefty,
fat.
Ooh. Is that
He's a
Janikowski? Is that you?
Chumbawamba.
Yeah. We'll go to their rushing stats now. Ricky Pearson, 17 for 53 and a touchdown. Matt Corral, 3 for 15. No one else had over 5 yards. Excuse me. Not a lot of rushing. 70 3 rushing yards, 198 passing, 2 interceptions as well. The Birmingham offense is not that powerful compared to it was last year. Even their receiving column, Deion Kane, 4 for 84 and a touchdown. Sternberger, 3 for 35. Marlon Williams, 3 for 32. Cade Johnson, 1 for 17. Darian Davis, 4 for 12. Jalen Camp, 1 for 12. To the Panthers, Bryce Perkins, 12 for 23 for 132, a touchdown and a pick for a 65.9 rating and a 52% completion percentage. Rushing, Nate McRae, 14 for 53, and Matthew Corber II, 8 for 44, as well as Bryce Perkins, 3 for 30. They had 120 rushing yards on the ground, but still didn't manage to win the game. Receiving, Susie Warner, 3 for 44, Gunnar Oaks, 3 for 29, Samson Nakua, 1 for 23, Marcus Sims, 3 for 12 and a touchdown, Malik Turner, 2 for 12, and Nate McRae, 1 for 11. Yeah, this was definitely like the Birmingham Stallions team that we saw the last 2 years that seemed near invincible. Definitely has a lot of cracks in their armor on offense, but their defense has only gotten stronger, it seems. So, they're definitely missing. It is. There's a lot of turnover. There's not. It was Martinez last year, their quarterback. I think he might have been undrafted, but he played at Kansas State and Nebraska for a while. He was very talented, great dual threat quarterback. Now they have Matt Corral, who's much older, but at the same time also a very talented and skilled quarterback, one who could definitely hang around as the second, third stringer of the NFL. But at the same time, guys that don't know each other as well, or the system as well, or different turnover in coaching and players definitely leads to some problems. So they're not as good as they once were, but at the same time, they're not bad either. There's a lot of turnover in the UFL, and it's all about what coaches can get the team to gel the quickest and move forward the best. If you have returning players, it tends to turn out very well, as we've seen for the Renegades in their Week 1 victory. But I can hand to the Stallions. Their defense is honestly better than I think it's ever been. So they've done a great job with that. And then for the Panthers, I think it's time to let go of these 2 quarterback rotation for them. You're playing Etling and Perkins. I would just stick with Perkins. He threw a pick in this game. It was only 1. At the same time, he tends to be a lot more decisive in the pocket and also has a great dual threat ability to be able to scramble and get down the field. I would stay with him a little bit more than I would try to put Etling in there as well. I get you're trying to let these guys' dreams come true, and if you're going to do that, I totally get that as well. But if you're out there to win games, if that's the main aspect of this, I would say stick with Perkins. This was, a very, very strong defensive performance from the Stallions.
Is that the Penn State kicker?
Mevins?
No, wait.
Last name Mevins. Special teams. Harrison Mevins. Let's look you up.
I'm actually looking that up right now.
You know who I'm talking about, right? Penn State had that really big.
Harrison Mevins, nicknamed the Thicker Kicker, is an American professional football kicker from the Birmingham Cincinnati Football League. He played. Yeah, he's 23 years old and played for Missouri. Listed at really 5'11", 243. The Thicker Kicker. Alrighty. Shout out the Thicker Kicker. Also, is that
we got a big man. We got a big man running.
We got a big man run. Hold on, we got to break this down.
He was lucky that
he got picked off.
Boom.
By the safety.
Picked. Safety. Gets up and then gets absolutely clobbered. Or no, not clobbered. He pitches it. And then it's just like... I'm pretty sure he pitched it and was just like, "Oh shoot, that's the DL. That ain't gonna work." He actually got some. He scored, which is like great. He got 5 yards on that run.
Yeah,
he's lucky to do what the New England Patriots running back did.
Don't fucking remind me.
What the?
I don't know that. Yeah, the receiver should have caught that one. I know it was a little bit behind, but still.
Dude, split T, baby.
Split T for the win.
Oh shit!
The Birmingham has a very old school run style, which I love. They can really put some guy in the box.
Only touchdown.
When are they gonna bring out the wing T?
Oh god. Hey, look at this! Look at this! You got a fullback and then a tight end. You hand the ball off, 2 lead blockers, and you just beat him to the edge. Look at that. Textbook.
That's a college
Some
play,
split T action.
That's a high school. That's a high school run play right there. Oh yeah, that's got to be like some colleges might do that. Like Michigan didn't even run plays like that, honestly.
In college
pretty
football 25,
sure-
you run the Iowa State offense, you get split T.
University of Las
Oh, I
Vegas
thought,
runs
I
that
thought it'd
too.
be
I'm
like
pretty
Army
sure.
or Navy would do that.
Army or
No,
Navy
no,
usually go out of the
Army does it,
wishbone.
Army.
The wishbone is a little bit crazier. That one is where you have like 3 guys in the backfield, but they're lined up 1 far back and 2 forward and to the right of the running back, and so you can do some crazy like pitch and like option stuff. You still have 2 wideouts. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, triple
but
option.
yeah, you can do triple option out of it, and the wishbone's ridiculous. Your 5 linemen, they don't line up shoulder to shoulder. They line up with a lineman space in between them.
Yeah, I bet
Oh,
you're
I
freaking
know.
out during
Yeah, every time we play NCAA, and I see that as a lineman, I'm like, ugh.
You
Imagine
remember-
how I felt 2 years ago when the Bengals had Lyle Collins at right tackle, and we had to literally shift him out a whole lineman space just so he could get out and kick block guys on pass coverage. Like, we had to do that in the NFL, and I was like, oh, God.
What a catch there! Holy shit!
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
Yep, cold catch.
Yeah. Watch this
Matt
again.
Corral,
Corral, can't find
USC
anybody
grad,
who's
I
up.
believe. On the run,
Yes, he's
near
USC.
cross body.
Toe drag.
I think
That's
he was
enough.
there for 2 years, but redshirted 1 year, if I remember right. I try to
Right.
remember.
Yep. Whoop!
And
And
Patriot for a short while.
yep. All right, but yeah, final score, Michigan Panthers only scored 12 points in the 4th quarter, so they try to make a comeback but aren't able to, so it was a great game by the Stallions here. We
Also,
will
just
go
for the
ahead.
announcement, your shirt is blending in with your green screen.
oh, yeah. Because
That's what it is,
great.
YouTube.
All right, next up, a good game, which is surprising to say because it was the Showboats playing. It was the Showboats versus the Defenders from, this
a good game for
is
me.
DC.
It was
Yeah.
DC,
Yeah.
DC.
In
Guess they
DC,
showed the beer snake.
they did, yep.
Be your snake.
Um,
Be your snake.
12-17, the final score. DC, the home team, gets the win in a close game that came down to the wire. Both touchdowns in the game were scored in the 4th. EJ Perry for the Memphis Showboats, 18 for 28 for 205, 1 interception, no touchdowns, 64.3 completion percentage, and a 71.3 rating. For the Showboats rushing, Dedrick Prince, 9 for 44, Jacoby Kibodi, 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 I believe.
Ode, I
Jacob Kibode, 13 for 33, and
Like
EJ
that.
Perry, 4 for 26, and a touchdown. 103 rushing, 205 passing. Receiving, Jonathan Adams, 9 for 128. He had an amazing day. Elijah Stove, 1 for 42. D. Anderson, 4 for 30. And Kwame Lassiter, the second, 2 for 15. Somehow, running back Jacob Kidobi had 2 receptions for negative 10 yards. Which was, that's a crazy stat line.
What a run game.
Yeah, yeah.
Or pass.
For DC Defenders, their returning quarterback Jordan Ta'amu, rough game. 12 for 26 for 152, 1 touchdown, no picks for a 46% completion percentage. Not great. Still a 77 quarterback rating. Didn't throw a pick, so that was good. He ran 3 times for 18 yards. Other rushers, Abram Smith, 16 for 55, and Deion Jackson, 12 for 43. 144 passing, 114 rushing. And then receiving, Chris Rowland, 3 for 66. Ty Scott, 5 for 59. Abram Smith, 1 for 15. Riley Moore McKinney, 1 for 9. Ben Brishon, 1 for 3. And 1 touchdown. The Defenders' defense did prove big in this game as well. Their offense came through when it was needed. But their offense only had 1 touchdown, obviously. So this was a big defensive game between both teams. Both offenses kind of struggled here and there a little bit, but defenses were playing great. And it really came down to the last quarter of the game, which was where the scoring happened. We had 1 rushing touchdown from EJ Perry and 1 passing touchdown from Jordan Ta'amu, and the DC Defenders were just a little too much for the Showboats, and the Defenders advanced to 2-0, and the Showboats fall to 0-2 again. Another great day for DC's defense, as I've said. They've continued to play very well. They got a win first week of the season against the Stallions on an amazing defensive performance, really shutting the Stallions down. Obviously, this team is going through a lot right now. As Kate have said, they are now on a interim head coach for their head coach. And now I believe you also said they're on an interim defensive coordinator.
A new defensive coordinator.
Yeah, new defensive
Blake Williams,
coordinator.
son of Greg Williams. He is now going to be calling defensive plays right now. defense has not been a major issue since last year, but it hasn't exactly been like a top 3 unit on some games you see.
Right.
This has kind of been an exception, but that could also just because like
He's
a lot of the times the showboats.
Christ. Just leveled that man.
Yeah, you got leveled.
Oh yeah, that. But the showboats also, I mean, as we said, their offense isn't exactly
Oh, that's right.
is exactly Kansas City levels of good. So
I mean, Ken Wisenhut's the head coach.
true.
Like,
What can you do?
I also think, obviously, bringing guys back is really hard to do in the UFL because obviously this is a league meant to try to get guys exposure to get into the NFL. But at the same time, bringing Tamu back has been an amazing thing. Even though this game wasn't great for him, the ability of him to be athletically sound, be able to not force things, be a smart quarterback, able to run the offense well, and being a good passer. Maybe not a great one at times, but still a good passer. He's been an amazing option under center.
You can definitely see him fitting in as like a backup for some teams in the league that might need one going into this.
For sure.
Or mid-season, or even pick up mid-season for in case of injury. So he definitely has shown that he can be a good game manager for any team that wants to see if they can get something out of him at the more professional level. Not that this is professional, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, at the next level. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, and again, he has the ability to do stuff like that. Was that a guard pull on a quarterback designed run?
Yes.
I think that was
Right guard pulls, kind of some weird action with the running back there. No, that's a guard pull on an RPO. Left guard pulls, entire line shifts. You got 88, or I think this is 89, right here, bumping and going, and it looks like he's going to pull out this way, and then the option for the play action for 25, he's going to go out and it seems into the flat, and then this is going to be a lead blocker, and the whole thing for Tamu is if he throws it before that guy crosses the line of scrimmage, there's no illegal men downfield. So boom, you got him coming out here, you got 79, tries to set an opening screen, and now this defender's like, what the fuck do I do? Do I stay in this flat zone, try to guard someone behind me I can't see, or do I focus on Tamu? And then he makes the decision too late, and he goes low, Tamu goes high, touchdown. Or in this case, it might have been called back, because I don't think they... No, this was...
I don't know.
No, this one.
Tamu wasn't credited for a rushing touchdown. Which... Was he out?
Hold on. Maybe. Plus, also, you better say the offensive lineman doesn't go past line of scrimmage.
No, I
It's
think
like, no, he wouldn't
out.
because he ran into his own running back.
True, yeah, there was a little bit of kerfuffling there in the backfield. So yeah, I don't know why Tamu wasn't credited for a rushing touchdown, but it looks like he did it there.
That looked fine to me.
Yeah. Oh, so did he just hit the John Wall in 2025? Did he just hit the John Wall?
Oh.
So it did not count.
It did not count.
Called him short.
Something must have been something must have happened because yeah, it's still a big old donut.
Well, no, they were at like the half-yard line. So.
Yeah, it's again still a big old donut right there.
I know, but
So
I'm
yeah,
saying
they settled
it
for
was-
3.
There was like no scoring in the first. Like that was the only scoring in the first half was that field goal, I think.
Yeah, I know you and your Eagles. You like big time scoring games, no defense. You know, score. But some people like some defense here. You know,
Bitch. What was the time possession for the Eagles for most of the games? 40 minutes.
yeah.
Because they held like how many well, because Saquon Barkley was just that good, but
Yeah, this is where this was rough when I saw this. Look how butt booty naked wide open this is. No deep safety. This is you throw the ball back here, down the field, arc it over, gone. Instead, throws an Andy Dalton pass, has to come back to, and boink. And he knows it. 12 knows it. Chris Rowland.
Is that PTSD for you?
Oh, yeah. We had, again, if all due respect to T. Higgins, Jamar Chase is obviously better than I think AJ Green. AJ Green was so good and still he was getting thrown the ball by Andy Dalton. Amazing guy, great guy, but like AJ Green could beat almost anyone deep and Andy Dalton couldn't get him the ball sometimes.
Red Rocket failed every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then. Red Rifle failed.
Red
At
Rocket.
no.
It's Red Rifle.
Rifle.
It's Red Rifle.
Red
Rifle.
Rocket.
Oh,
Red Rocket.
Red
Yeah,
Robin's yum.
Yeah, you're thinking of that weird ass South Park episode. All right. Anyway, we'll go ahead and move on. Again, DC Veterans get the win at home, 17-12. They moved to 2-0, and the Showboats moved to 0-2. All right, next game. One of the many battles of Texas in this wonderful sport. We had the Arlington Renegades play the Houston Roughnecks. The Renegades get the win 11-9 from home.
It was kind of an ugly one, I'll be honest with you. I watched a good chunk of it at work. It was
definitely rough, but in the fourth quarter there was scoring, so that did help. But there was definitely, again, a lot of these guys on teams are new. So, oh my God, what a punt.
That was good. Yeah, that was such a great punt.
Holy moly, what a punt. Did you see it, Gorlami? Yeah.
Some Pat McAfee type shit.
Yeah.
Isn't the he was on the Raiders? Is he on Arlington as the punter? I'm trying to remember his name.
Marquette King?
Marquette King, yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
Okay.
5
is that
punts
guy?
for
Yeah.
230 yards. His longest was 69.
Nice.
And his average was 46 yards per. There was scoring later in the game. But again, early on in the UFL, it tends to be there can be a little bit more sloppy play just because teams are trying to get used to their players, and you can practice all you want. It isn't a game situation, so it could have been a little rough here and there. But at the same time, there was scoring in the fourth, and it was still a 2-point game at the end. So this was a close game this week. For the Roughnecks, Anthony Brown, 14 for 30 for 146, a touchdown and a pick for a 46% completion percentage and a 58.5 rating. On the ground, not much going for him. Anthony Brown, 3 for 20. Zaquandre White, 6 for 16. Kirk Merritt, 5 for 14. And Nolan Henderson, 1 for 7. 63 rushing yards in total, 129 passing. For the receiving column, 2 for 28 for Kiki Chisholm. TJ Venture, 1 for 23. What the fuck? Jorquavius Spivey. Geor apostrophe capital Quarius and then last name Spivey.
Are you sure you're not
York-
reading a Key and Peele sketch name list?
Actually, I was about to ask like
Jorquarius Spivey. Jorquarius. Geor is Jor, like George. So it's George instead of George, it's Jorquarius. Spivey.
He was teammates with Electron Blackendecker and Chili to Applebee's.
Bro, we got fucking Key and Peele names in the fucking UFL.
Jorquarius Spivey. Oh my goodness. We need to get him on the pod.
That's a
My mom
that
We need to
is
get
a
him on the
Key and
pod.
Peele- that's
We need
a
to
Key
get
and Peele
Jorquarius.
name, dog.
What are the odds this guy will show up on a podcast and just be like Jorquarius Spivey?
Good call us all dumbasses.
Yeah, for sure.
What kind of last name is that? Spivey?
Spivey.
Oh,
Spivey.
Spivey. Like,
Yeah.
still.
It's hey, unique, very unique. You will not forget Jorquavius Spivey. Please make it to the NFL. Please make it. Please make it, Jorquarius.
Isn't the Raiders like new GM named John Spytek, which I can't believe that guy is not a new GM for the Patriots.
Yeah.
But yes, Jorquarius, went 1 for 17 for receiving. Emmanuel Butler 1 for 17 and a touchdown. Kirk Merritt 3 for 16. Justin Hall 3 for 15. Zaquandre White 2 for 15, and Lawrence Keys III 2 for 15. For the Renegades, Luis Perez 19 for 27 for 211, 1 touchdowns, no picks, a 70.4 completion percentage and a 105.6 rating. Amazing day from the UFL veteran. On the ground, Day Hunter 14 for 63 and Kalen Ballage 12 for 38. Shout out Ballage. Receiving, Isaiah Winstead 7 for 73, Saul Canella 2 for 39, Deontay Burrett 3 for 27 and a touchdown, Javon Payton 2 for 24, Day Hunter 2 for 22, and Tyler Vaughn's 1 for 14, as well as Seth Green 1 for 12. Again, a very defensive game for the large majority until the fourth quarter hit. I did think the calm and very persistent nature of Luis Perez being in obviously these UFL situations before, and knowing the turnover rate of teams and being able to really command an offense well really helped them. I have not seen a lot from Saul Canella this year thus far, but I think he is due for a big game every now and then. So we'll have to look on one for him soonish. He did have 39 receptions or 39 receiving yards for 2 receptions. So, but usually we're used to a little bit more. But again, having 2 guys, especially that interact with each other a lot, in a receiving player and a quarterback, coming back onto a UFL roster is big time, and I think this will help the Renegades to really excel their play. They're going to get better and better, I think, as the year goes on. But they also have started out pretty hot, and they're 2-0 for a team that generally does not start well the past 2 years. So this is a definite change of pace for them, so they need to keep it up. And I will always say, these baby blue uniforms are really nice. They just need to get the helmets to match. So, damn, Saul! Oh, shit. You see that?
Oh, he needs some milk.
Great pass, great catch, boom.
Mm.
Just lit up. Did come back into the game. I knew he got a stinger. Didn't know if it was a concussion or not, but it looks like it wasn't because he came back into the game. So, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll get a slow-mo here, but absolutely lit up. Oh, just like feet
right.
left the floor. Didn't fumble though. He was on the ground. It seems like. So I do not believe he fumbled.
Damn, just that head snap from getting hit. Like, it was in the right spot, like right here, that head snap. That was a bad throw. Holy shit.
Maybe it was counted as a fumble.
Air milled.
Anyway, yeah. But this is good for the Renegades. On the other hand, the Roughnecks are 0-2, and it just seems like they have tried some quarterbacks and nothing seemed to stick, and they need to get something going quickly because, again, I think they're only 10 weeks in the UFL season. So, I believe it's only 10 weeks, but at the same time, like, they gotta move pretty quick, and get something going. But yeah, great win by the Renegades. They did a great job. Scoring when it mattered, coming through in clutch moments, and their defense did hold strong enough to be able to get the win at home. So they're a good win there. All right, final game of the week, and this one was not pretty. Not pretty at all.
And Lav is going to skip over it as quickly as he possibly can.
Yeah. Oop, wrong one.
We could always
There
talk
you
about
go.
How
something
about my
like how
battle
maybe
cops?
Blackburn
Do
said
it.
the
2-0,
Bengals
baby.
moved.
2-0.
What does this keep fucking up? There we go.
Well, okay.
What are you doing?
There we go. I don't know. It's like switching off of it for some reason. So maybe the stream doesn't want to see it either. St. Louis Battlehawks versus the San Antonio Brahmas. Brahmas lost this game big time, 9-26, the final score. This was from St. Louis, so this was the first home game for the Battlehawks. My dad is a big Battlehawks fan. He liked Adrian McCarron because he was a former Bengal, helps on the team. So he's always been a big Battlehawks fan. So for his birthday, which was on today as of recording, yesterday as of posting, I did get him a Battlehawks t-shirt that said "Caw is the law," you know, caw, which was pretty funny. Kind of really sad to do it right after they just beat the absolute dog shit, or in better case, I should say bullshit, out of the Brahmas. More,
Your
on
team
point.
sucks, dude. Just accept it.
It is really sad when you're sitting there and you're like, I want the Gerber baby back. Where is Chase Garbers?
You forget it's a Wade Phillips coach team, so he has a good year. The next year has to be not that good.
Yeah, and we're not running the ball well. Anthony McFarland and Joshua Corbin Jay Sean Corbin need to get a little bit more reps and some more effective runs, I feel like, if we're going to repeat last season. Our defense has got to get better. 9-76, the final score for the Brahmas. Kellen Mond, 13 for 27 for 129, no touchdowns, 1 pick, a 48% completion percentage, and a 46.7 rating. On the ground, Anthony McFarland, 6 for 55, Joshua Corbin, 10 for 38, and a touchdown, and Kellen Mond, 3 for 19. 111 passing, 112 rushing, so I liked a lot of rushing yards, but again, it wasn't really getting us anywhere. Receiving, Jacob Harris, 3 for 69, Jonte Kirkland, 4 for 43, Racy McMath, 1 for 8, Greg Wan, 2 for 7, and Joshua Corbin, 2 for 4. For the Battlehawks, Manny Wilkins, 12 for 16 for 162, no touchdowns, no picks, a 75% completion percentage, and a 106.8 rating. Great day for him. Max Duggan also got to try to complete a pass and did not, so he ended with 0 for 1. He did run the ball 4 times for 10 yards. Other rushers, Manny Wilkins, 9 for 58, Jacob Taylor's 11 for 43, and 3 touchdowns. A great day on the ground for him. Ja'Cour Pearson, 2 for 14, Javen Howard, 6 for 13, Gary Jennings, the junior, 1 for 13, Kevin Latulis, 5 for 12, and Max Duggan, 4 for 10. 164 yards rushing, 155 passing. This was 2 big rushing teams, but the Battlehawks do it in a much different way. A lot of trick plays, reverses, sweeps, double handoffs, stuff like that. Then for receiving, Gary Jennings Jr., 1 for 58. Blake Jackson, 1 for 26. Jacob Taylor's 3 for 25. Denzel Mims, 2 for 20. Jake Sutherland, 1 for 14. Javen Howard, 1 for 11. And Ja'Cour Pearson, 3 for 8. Definitely a very lopsided game. The quarterbacking for the Battlehawks has been good. Manny Wilkins has shown to be a very, very competent quarterback and has done a great job with his team. Again, only 4 completions to 12 makes, so a 75% completion percentage. Didn't throw any touchdowns, but at the same time didn't throw any picks, so wasn't forcing anything. Did a great job. And in front of this, even though it's a smaller turnout than the last few years, it's still a very big UFL crowd. These Battlehawks fans love their team, and they were showing out in very strong force. And it's a great way to get your home opener, get a win, and start the season out great. They're also 2-0. For the Brahmas, falling to 0-2, not great. The success they had last year a lot was on a really strong defensive front and having a great run attack. And this year, teams have been carving us up on defense. We can't rush the quarterback. We can't stop the run. And there's only so much time that a modern DB can give until there's somebody open. And then the offensive side of the ball, nothing's going. Like, we weren't good at running the ball last year, and I get that. Or we weren't good at passing the ball last year, and I get that. I mean, the Gerber baby wasn't Tom Brady. But now we can't even run the ball well, and we still have Corbin and McFarland. So we need to fix some... What the fuck? Who is that man? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
I'm waiting for you to say something.
Whose red-headed stepchild is this? Look at his face.
Looks like Danny McBride.
Go back, go back.
I was waiting for you to say something.
Go back again.
Is Mom was like, enhance. What does he mean mugging? Is is this camera rig heavy? Like, it looks kind of heavy, but like...
Yeah, well, I mean, they have to have like a something that like for the kind of goes around the body. It's like
it's like the proportions are not just all arms, a little back.
It
Yeah, because you're
awkward.
like holding it forward and your arms are not fully extended or fully pulled. Yeah, it is definitely awkward. But yeah, it has been a rough start of the season for the Brahmas and a good start to the season for the Battlehawks. I will say their offense does not look as good as it used to be. It's still good, but again, not having McCarron, who was by far one of the better quarterbacks in the UFL for a while, definitely hurt. But yeah, now moving on to the doing it to Wilkins is definitely a downgrade, but not a horrible downgrade.
The only team that outscored the Battlehawks' highest scoring game was 31. Renegades had 33, but then that was against San Antonio. So it's like, yeah, Battlehawks still decent right now. I think they look like the most complete.
I would say DC looks more complete in my mind. The DC offense to me looks a little bit better, and both defenses are very talented. So we'll have to see how it goes.
Anyways, prediction time.
Yeah, I do think the best coach team is still the Stallions. I still like Skip Holtz. Skip Holtz is a very talented coach, though I think Wade Phillips is a close second. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and...
You just got to deal with this down year after a good year.
And his very, 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 like...
bad postseason record?
You could call that, yeah.
How do I phrase this? Very poor choice in thickness of shirts. It's always cold in San Antonio to him, apparently. Why can I
Oh my
not
God,
see
just
the
click,
schedule?
Just click league schedule, you
It
motherfucker.
could be worse. You could have like a mouth like Katie Blackburn.
Click schedule.
Bengals can go wherever the
League
hell they
schedule.
want if they don't renew their lease.
Yeah, I hope that isn't true. I think I clicked league schedule. It didn't do. There it goes. Okay, here we go. This is a cool schedule thing. Again, UFL. Whoever redesigned the UFL home site, great job. Macedon, can you tell us what we didn't get the score set up, so we won't be able to see. But can you tell us the positioning?
What the fuck? Why did? Oh no, it did update. Okay, sorry. No, I thought my Excel sheet was being weird. All right, I'll go from last to first. Last, Lob, you are 5-3 total. Next is Gorlami. He's 6-3.
Hey.
Then it's me at 8-2. Mamba is second at 8-1, and Kidolf is first, undefeated, 12-0.
Yeah, buddy.
So yeah,
Undefeated.
Boys,
That's
first up, we
wild.
got the Arlington Renegades
You're 12-0.
That's wild.
at
Holy-
Birmingham playing the Stallions. Mr.
Yeah.
Lob City.
Yeah, Arlington at the Stallions. Tough game. I think I'll take the Stallions. They're at home. I like them a little bit in this one.
Damn right you will.
I think they'll beat the Renegades. I think it'll be close, though. I do still like Luis Perez and Canella. That connection between them is awesome. So I think I will take the Stallions in this one by 3.
Give me the Stallions by 7.
I think Arlington's offense is a little bit better than Birmingham's right now. Arlington by 4.
Ooh.
You're forgetting a key factor in that, Mastodon. Birmingham runs a goddamn split T, giving the Stallions by 9.
Kidolf?
Sorry. Give me them Stallions by 10.
The liquor has caught up to the man.
That
I'm-
will start
I'm
on.
totally not starting my taxes right now. Don't.
That will start tonight, April 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern.
I did my
Moving
taxes
on.
a month and a half ago, dude.
I'm a procrastinator.
Isn't the 4th when they have to be in?
No,
50.
it's like 50, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then here we go. Starting on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern, Houston Roughnecks and Memphis Showboats on ESPN. I would take a Pee Wee team over the Showboats. I'll take the Roughnecks by 67. I'm just kidding. I'll take them by 7.
I'll take the Rough Cocks by 69, boys. No, I'm kidding. Give me Roughnecks by 7.
Houston by 4.
Roughneck Horsecock by 12.
That's not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me the Roughnecks by. Let's go by 10 again.
Aren't both of them winless?
Pick a random number in your W2.
All right.
6,200.
All right.
Social Security.
All right. Next up,
Security.
San Antonio Brahmas at the Michigan Panthers. Brahmas have not started out the season well. They're still not playing at home yet. This is in Detroit on ABC at Sunday at noon. So at the same time, it's my Brahmas. So Panthers, dancers, or skin cancer. Brahmas by 5.
Damn. Give me that team in Detroit because they could apparently have shit over there. So give me the Panthers by 5.
Michigan by 4.
Fuck the Brahmas. Panthers by 6.
Actually, we'll take that suggestion and take for my social security numbers here. Panthers by 15.
There's a 15 in your
great.
social security number. That wow. Wow.
Million numbers that could be on this thing. So good luck guessing where that 15 came from.
All right. Then last game of the week. 3 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. Great matchup here. DC Defenders at St. Louis. It's going to be on ABC. It's going to be in St. Louis. So there's going to be a pretty ruckus crowd for UFL game. I still like DC more in this one. I think their offense is a little bit better. So I'm going to take Tamu and the Defenders by 2 in this game. It'll be a close one. I'm hoping for some
He's
overtime.
in last place.
Nah, I gotta go. I gotta wrap my Battlecocks. Give me the Battlecocks by 7.
I knew it was
St. Louis by 4.
The Defenders cannot defend against the Battlecocks. Give me them by 9.
Battlecocks are gonna fall limp. Defenders by 3.
All right, there we go. There are predictions for this exciting week 3 in the UFL
Most of
action.
them Mamba and I are
So-
agreeing.
Say what?
Well, yeah, it's. I don't know if
Only
the
4 games.
yeah. So anyway, now Macedon's
Dirty.
favorite part of the episode, tier list. What is it going to be?
Geometrical shapes. This is like child's play.
It's an easy one, Macedon. No, it's an
No.
easy one. It's an easy.
What are we in kindergarten? Put the square in the square box.
It helps
No
keep
way you actually wanted to do.
it
ask
helps
for
keep
his
the
favorite
dementia
shape
at
from
bay.
when he's a kid.
This is insulting. It was more insulting when I put fruit up and you ate 3 of them out of the 17 that were listed there.
Yeah, I've never held an octagon before.
What are these polygons?
Macedon, what's your favorite shape? Tell us.
It's a
I'm quite
heart.
partial to trapezoid.
You know, I feel like Madison should only do one of these shapes, and it should be the star. And because it looks
Nah.
like the Dallas Cowboys, he puts it in F.
I was actually about to say put the star in the F.
Yep. Okay.
You know, my favorite is the Pentagon, as you may know.
God,
Okay.
he hit the Pentagon.
So are we putting the Pentagon in S tier?
S
that what's
tier,
going on?
baby.
S tier Pentagon.
I'm not joining this shit, God.
So hexagons
Here, let me do
are
this
cool.
shit then.
Hexagons are cool. I would do A for hexagon. Stop sign, 8 side, or octagon. Sorry, not hexagon. Octagon. Thank you. Octagon, 8 sides.
You don't
Very
even know
nice.
this shit.
Symmetrical.
Madison is just
Shut
giving
up. Then there is the hexagon. It's like the stupid version of the octagon. So it's a little bit
Yeah.
lower. And then we
Heart-
have
yo,
what the
I just
fuck
gotta
is
say,
that?
the heart gotta go F tier because it ain't straight.
Septagon.
That's a septagon.
It
That's
ain't
stupid.
straight.
Seven.
The heart ain't straight. You gotta go lower. It's not straight. We only want straight shapes. We keep it straight here.
What? What? What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Hey,
Heart's a
I
solid
don't know.
B. Solid B.
I'm a
Um,
straightest.
A shout out math for shout out math for a 90-degree
Shout out
triangle.
math.
Shout out math, the Pythagorean theorem.
Me and
Shout
I
out.
squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Okay, all ovals are circles, but all circles are oval. No, all oval.
Ovals are just
All
gay
square
circles.
Why are we making these egregious claims?
Ovals
Can we
are
put
just
it-
dumb. No one likes
Can we-
ovals.
Can we put oval
Literally,
on S tier for
nobody
me?
likes ovals.
can I have
it
Wait,
in
hold
S
on, hold
tier,
on, hold on.
please?
Yo, Mastodon, you there? Put your
You like
headphones on,
ovals?
Mastodon. Yo,
Lob-
Mastodon,
lob can-
do you like ovals? Do you like
Can we,
ovals?
can we can we put ovals in S tier, please?
Ovals in S tier? No.
Yeah.
Hey, future
NASCAR,
Law, Why
dude.
is there like a 5-minute cut
Yo.
in the episode here?
the leaning tower of Pisa looking shape, S tier.
Pizza looking shape? You mean a trapezoid? No, this is a trapezoid. This is a
trapezoid.
rhombus.
You mean
This is a rhombus.
yeah.
Rhombus has a cool name, A tier. Rhombus has a cool tier.
It also leaning tower pizza is a cylinder.
Rhombus is that. That's a
Fucking
parallelogram. You put-
Trapezoid? Dumb.
You're dumb.
A regular triangle? Solid. Solid look. Diamonds? Diamonds are pretty cool. You know, shout out my
Rectangle.
favorite
Rectangle.
movie.
Square's
Rectangle, which
classic.
Mamba
It's a
shares a
classic.
shape
Square, gotta be
Like that.
classic.
Also
Triangle, circle. Why is this here?
The Pentagon.
Oh, the Pentagon,
9/11.
right. 9/11 means, of course. and then a rectangle. All TVs are basically rectangles. Shout out TVs.
So are all mattresses, which Mamba is shaped like one.
Yeah.
Well, there are some squares. There are some square mattresses. There are some ones that are just as long as they're wide.
Whereas
No, I ain't built like a square, so I can tell you that much.
Yeah, Kate, has seen a lot of these kind of mattresses.
Hey, yo.
How many times do you think go to like the love suite?
Every other Tuesday.
I mean, every time you get the Bill Belichick special down at the house, and never mind. Anyway,
Wouldn't that be the Robert Kraft special?
Adolf gets pegged.
No, that's Mamba when he goes to Norway.
I wasn't gonna go there, but we went there. All right, I think I just have to instinctually just fucking.
No,
Oh my god, I don't care!
Oh my God, they hit the Pentagon.
Oh my god.
there it is.
Why don't turn on the TV?
All right. This has been a crazy episode, so I'm glad it's over. But UFL Week 2 coverage done, Week 3 preview done as well. So hopefully you enjoy the upcoming UFL week. So enjoy the 4 games that are going to be on. They don't overlap, which is a great thing. So I'm glad that that's happening. Hopefully the UFL can continue to move on, and we still get some great football as we continue to go forward. So for myself, Masson, and Mamba, Kadif, and Gorlami, enjoy football. Enjoy the hopefully warmer weather coming your way. And most importantly, run the damn ball. Have a good night.
Motif for life, bitches.
Promise this for life.
Whether it's